Twinkle little star.
Yeah.
I will hit you with my
where
car.
are. Up above this.
Hide your strap-ons, put away your biscuits, and get ready for the ride of your life. It's time for free candy in the van of comedy. It's time for Two Clueless Dudes.
Oh, welcome back to Two Clueless Dudes.
Yeah, we've been gone. We've been off the air for a little while, but Two Clueless Dudes is back. I am Mad Mike, a.k.a. Junk McGee, and I'm here with The Hank and our incredible producer, WOZ.
.lol. It's a
Dot
URL.
lol.
Type it in.
Type it. Type it. Man, so a lot has happened. I don't know if anybody knows this, but there's a virus going around.
There is.
Yeah, so,
And we're finally allowed to talk about it.
yeah.
We're not going to get banned from YouTube immediately for bringing it up.
Yeah, for bringing it up, and you know we're gonna stay off we're gonna stay off the political topics of said virus, but I will tell you how it has affected my life.
Yes, it has. It's affected everybody's life.
Well, I'll tell you specifically how it's affected my life. So basically, nothing's changed.
For you.
Yeah.
You're already enough of an introvert.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny, but the only thing is that I can't go to the gym, so I built my own gym in
Yeah.
my home.
I felt the same way with like some music stuff. I went eBaying for some cheap old music stuff
Yeah.
I've been dreaming of and fixing it up, getting broken stuff and fixing it. I've been having a little introvert
Yeah.
party.
We've been watching
Yeah.
some of your feed. Yeah, you do all kinds of crazy
Restorations.
And
Yes, they are.
I remember seeing you restored like the backlighting of a Yamaha, and then it broke again. Is that right?
I gave it side lighting, and then I broke it, and then I had to replace its screen with one that just already had a backlight in it.
And you're like, okay, here you go, blue, blue.
Yeah, I'll do it this way.
But yeah, so basically, really not a lot changed. So like in the morning, we go to our local Albertason, which is literally, I don't know, what would you say, like 200?
Like 30 steps
yards?
away from your front yard.
Yeah, I mean it's across the street. We go there, we get our Starbucks. Now typically we would get our Starbucks and we would sit down and eat. We would bring everything that we need, you know, like proteins or whatever, and we would eat there. We do our shopping and then we would be on our way. So the only inconvenience really has been that they took away all of the chairs, and I cannot. Dudes, what is up? Jeffrey Duffman, what up, dog?
Hollering in the chat.
So I would say not a lot has changed for me. Now I know some people it's affected pretty hard, and if you're one of those people, then you know, our heart goes out to you, dog.
Yeah, for real. Like, it scares the crap out of me because I have really bad lung problems anyway. So I'm one of those lung people. And
Yeah.
It's such a lungy disease.
Yeah, you're like 2 steps away from Doc Holliday.
Yeah, I'm like already like born COVID-y. I'm already half COVID anyway.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, there's that. But despite that, there has been a lot that's kind of gone on that we can kind of talk about.
Yeah.
How have you been? How have you been, Hank?
Oh, yeah, I've been hanging in there.
So a lot has happened since our last show.
A
that
lot
involves
has
the
happened.
Hank.
I've gone through a fiance.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Let's not.
Let's dig deep. Let's really open that wound.
Ask away, I guess.
No, so let's just say it was very
December was a rough month for the Hank.
It was very unexpected, right? I think we
It
can all
was.
agree it was very unexpected.
It was very unexpected.
And I'm going to be honest, when it happened, it was shocking to me, but
me too.
it was almost laughable to the way it all kind of went down. It was
Oh, you're talking about the Dear John letter?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
almost
There's
laughable.
nothing like having a Dear John letter when John doesn't leave.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's the
like
worst.
you're still in the same house.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I mean, I don't think was it awkward turtle they call it, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely awkward turtle for about 8 days before that moved on.
Yeah.
Awkward turtle.
You did it in the right direction, though, because, like, when you get the contract first, it's such a bigger pain in the butt. So you waited to get the government involved, and that's a big positive move you made there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
You get that wedding
it was
contract, and then it's a whole hassle.
Nice waste of a Disney cruise.
Well, it was still a wonderful time. We
Didn't you have a
celebrated.
pleasant cruise, however?
The cruise was fantastic. If nobody's been on a Disney cruise and you like cruising, I highly, and I mean highly recommend a Disney cruise, even
Yeah,
if
gonna
you
get
don't
some
have
discounts.
kids.
And I'll happily let everyone know that no cruise passenger has gotten the COVID from Disney. Now, the Disney Wonder did have an outbreak, but it was only in the staff because they had already gotten rid of all the.
That's impressive when their procedures are so good that the staff can get ill with something and none of the homies.
I'm telling you right now, when this whole thing went down, every state official, every government in the entire world should have just dropped everything and said, Disney, handle it.
It's true.
I guarantee you Disney would have been like, hiya!
Yeah.
Because that's what Disney's
Disney
good at
can
doing.
Disney can do it. Disney, they're so much fun. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable.
And they
And
know
like
how
I
to make
said,
money.
even if you don't have any kids, it's so much fun.
Yeah, bro, they take my money all the time.
They will gladly take your money, and at least you'll have cool stuff in return, though.
Yeah, if they're going to spend my money on Baby Yodas, you win.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You got it. Well done.
Well done. And The Mandalorian was an excellent, and that came out just pre-COVID.
Just as they went online, actually.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, well
which-
timed.
And actually, that gets me to one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. And I don't know if you've seen the episode or not. I may have shown it to you, but the Grand Tour guys.
Oh, the Seamen.
Yes.
The Grand Tour guys, meaning the people that used to be doing Top Gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've
The
got
Three
a
Knuckleheads
series-
return.
Which are also they have the Drive Tribe YouTube channel, which I want to recommend because I didn't know they were behind it at first. Because they have a bunch of their young friends actually doing most of the hosting, but then they keep dragging them into it, more like
That's awesome.
guests.
That's cool.
So yeah, Drive Tribe is supposed to be like the new generation of them on YouTube.
That's cool. I'm gonna check that out. So they released in, I want to say mid to late November. They released Seamen, which is going to be their new
Top Gear show.
series. Yeah,
Yeah, their new show.
based on boats and whatnot. And they released one episode. And now I thought they were going to do like an episode a week, like they did for the others. However, it got delayed. It got postponed, mostly due to COVID-19, the flu. So. I went to look in to see when they said it was going to be released, and basically they're still like, we don't know, but probably soon. We hope it'll be released soon. But apparently, and this is actually, I'm happy to hear that there's going to be more episodes because it was so good, but it also really pisses me off because they're only going to do 4 episodes. He said, Jeremy Clarkson made a tweet, and he claims that there's only going to be about 4 more episodes or so. So there's an or so maybe they could squeeze another one in there, but... Oh, and Food Tribe also, apparently. But
Tribe is like Drive Tribe?
I guess so. So... you know what, and actually, Jeff, who is in our chat rooms right now, we've kind of had this discussion on how I am completely fed up with the fact that I'm no longer getting 10 or 13 season episodes.
Agreed.
I want my
Stranger
13
Things.
season episodes. What's up, dog?
That's Chris Drescher. If it ain't Dresch, it ain't fresh. He's got a new show popping up. Hey, when was your show? To plug you.
Wednesdays from 3 to 5.
Wednesdays, 3 to 5.
Rockin'.
Your fresh Dresch.
Don't wear pants.
Yeah.
Wear your pants.
Show up to dance.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
I mean, who's going around their home, at home, in their pants? Come on.
I mean, I don't wear
Live-
pants when I'm
yeah.
at home.
No.
I'm not going to lie.
Let yourself go.
I thought about getting like some of those like nude colored shorts to wear around and see if
Hot.
anybody thinks that I'm just buck ass nude. But yeah, I hate that too. I really hate the fact that they've cut us down to where when Netflix opened up, it was 13 season episodes, and I thought then I was like, man, they've really cut it in half.
Have you been trying to say 13 episode seasons?
Yes.
I was like, that's so many seasons for one episode. These must be like 4-hour long episodes.
Yeah. No, they do one season will have 13 episodes, and they're usually an hour long,
Okay.
Which
I'm
is-
with you on that.
which is good. I dig that. I felt like it gave it enough time to add development, have character development, really get into the story. Sure, maybe there was an episode or two that kind of felt like a filler, but I don't mind that. Instead, what you get are these 8-season episodes like the last season of Stranger Things, which
Terrible.
annoyed me to no fucking end, that they squeezed everything into 8 episodes.
Yeah, a little
That-
forced.
That's
Definitely forced, and then leaves you
That's
at the very
5
end to wonder
episode-
what's going on. And
That's 5 episodes less. That's almost half a season that they literally just eaten out of it.
Agreed.
How do you complete a storyline for a TV show like that? And you know what? The Mandalorian, love The Mandalorian, also only 8 episodes, pissed me off. And on top of that, the episodes were only 30 to 45 minutes long, not even an hour anymore. That was basically a movie. If you cut all that time together and you just put it all together, you have a movie. Give me the fucking movie then. If that's what you're going to do, why are you doing this to me?
Well, it's movie writers that don't know how to do like a whole season arc. You know?
Yeah,
I
so-
am gently waiting on Disney Plus for some Marvel content though.
Yeah,
I
the
will-
sole
I will admit.
exception that Netflix is doing is they're releasing a 16-season episode. Now, my guess
No.
is they'll do
16.
16
Episodes.
episodes a season. Yeah, I keep doing that.
16 seasons. It's as long as Grey's Anatomy.
But I'm curious, but it's going to be in 2 parts. That's my guess. It's going to be in 2 parts. But as long as and I'm fine with that. If you're going to do 8 and 8, and you're going to have like a mid-season dun dun dun, and then you have to wait a few months, and then you'll release the next season, man, that's fine with me. But I don't want to have to wait a whole effing year. Yeah, I won't have to wait a whole effing year for the next season.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I like that. I like the fact that they're doing 16 total. I like the fact that they've already got it all done. They've got it all planned out. That's how it should be. And I think when you sit down to do, I get it. You know, when you sit down like on regular TV, you have to do like a pilot, right? And you don't know if it's going to be successful, so there's no reason to do a whole season. However, when you're dealing with a different type of platform like Netflix, like Hulu, like Disney Plus, what you've got is you're going to release an entire season. And usually by that point, it's so vetted and it's been so tested through, you should already have plans. You should honestly already have plans for 3-4 seasons already.
Yeah,
agree.
especially if you know you're going to get them.
Yeah. I feel like they've gotten lazy.
Well, they need to
they're
grab-
money hungry.
I think it's not just that, but when you get the best writers and spend the money on good writers, which I know Disney would do,
Yeah.
you might not be getting the right writers.
Well, you know what? Well, I was talking to somebody else about this, and this is actually going to take me to Star Wars for a second. Some of you may have liked the new Star Wars trilogy. I don't know. But I have
No.
things that I liked about it and things that were just awful. And I think overall, the overall storyline of it was fairly awful. But, especially because a lot of it felt plagiarized, personally. But what you've got there is you've got J.J. Abrams, who's, I don't think the man's done an original thing in his life. But Cloverfield was interesting. I'll give him that. But then you've got Rian Johnson, who well, I thought it was actually well put together for the most part. I think he was very creative, at least. Thought of some new, fresh ideas, at least, which made it uniquely different, which is very cool. But they also didn't tether him in.
On
They
which one?
The second movie,
Which is
the Last Jedi,
okay.
where spoiler alert, but Luke dies at the end of that one.
Yeah, no, Little Luke. I just call that movie Little Luke.
Luke,
They all have like keywords.
yeah.
Yeah, I have subtitles for them I use.
So, but the issue is when they sat down, they should have already scripted out the entire storyline for all 3 movies, and they didn't do that. Because, and I
That's
know
what
this
Marvel did so well.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And I know that they didn't do that because J.J. Abrams came out and said, well, I gave him all this stuff and he didn't use any of it. Well, no shit, because you didn't write it out. You guys, everyone should have got down that was going to be involved in these movies and written the whole damn thing out, and you would have had a much. And that's what actually was, I hate to say it, but the first series that, or the first episode, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, was actually better than a lot of people give it credit for, because it was all a thorough storyline all the way through. Now, the issues I have with that were obviously the whiny Anakin. I feel like they messed up Darth Vader. And Jar Jar, give or take, I could really care less about Jar
Yeah,
Jar.
I felt like that the whiny Anakin was the only time I've really been disappointed in Star Wars.
I mean, that was really
Was
the
the
big
teenager
disappointment.
Anakin?
Yeah.
It was just so awkward.
And I felt like they killed off Darth Maul way too soon. personally.
Especially for such a
That's
beloved
true.
character.
Yeah.
That's true because he ended up being so much bigger outside of the movie itself.
Oh
Yeah, and there's little things like that make you go, wow, you can like, Marvel's a great example. All that's especially like the last 4 or 5 movies, they sat down and just wrote them all out, so
Right.
everything fit into place. I mean, how cool was it to have, in Civil War, you can see Jake Gyllenhaal's character on stage in the back, and then they completely leave it alone for another 4 or 5, movies, and then all of a sudden he gets called back in the second Amazing Spider-Man and turns out to be the main villain.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah, great foreshadowing.
fantastic connectivity, and
Agreed.
The Mandalorian, which came out, was directed by all the Marvel staff:
I still
Jon
couldn't get into
Favreau,
it.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
These are the guys that
Gotta have that favvy.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a genius. I mean, everything they get. The first Iron Man was Jon Favreau.
Oh, I
He was
know.
the executive producer for all of the Marvel stuff. So this is a guy that understands stories.
Yeah.
That's what they need. That's what Disney needs. And it boggles my mind because Disney should be one of the most story-driven, enterprises out there. But I feel
movies,
like it's more of a money grab right now.
Well, movies are such a different arc than a season. Because in a season arc, you have to juggle what feels episodic, what gives you some amount of closure for an episode,
Yeah.
with also some amount of closure for the season, some amount of foreshadowing for the next season. It's different than a movie.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that was thought of. It felt like a split up movie.
it did.
So far, I'm not done with it yet.
Which one?
Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's like basically like a split-up movie. Is really what it feels
Yeah,
like.
it's feeling like that though.
I totally agree, but it's very good,
Oh,
very
yeah.
well done, and probably the most authentic Star Wars based. And if you did not like the last 3 movies, the last trilogy that came out for Star Wars, you have nobody to blame but yourself. It was my generation, us, that bitched and whined and complained about George Lucas's episodes 1, 2, and 3 so much so that he relinquished the rights to Disney, and Disney then put that lady in charge and turned it into a PC nightmare.
For sure.
That's on us. That's on us, folks. We shoulder that responsibility now.
But on the other hand, it's always been something for kids that we loved as kids.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of comfortable with it being what it's supposed to be, and kind of happy Mandalorian's as gritty as it is
It is. It's wonderful.
to kind of compensate. I
And
feel
they've
like-
already got like seasons 2 and 3 ready to rock.
nice.
I've almost
That's how
finished the
you do
first
it.
episode.
almost finished the first episode of
Yep.
Mandalorian.
I've tried it about 5 times. I just can't get started.
Speaking of first episode, I finally saw the first episode of Tiger King.
Yeah, we were gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
My
So
new favorite show.
what did you think about my white trash, full of experience? Joe Exotic. What did you think?
Well, what are you talking about?
What did you think in general of Joe Exotic?
Oh, okay.
Of the
okay.
person?
Of the person, Joe Exotic.
Obviously framed.
I'll be honest. No way. No, I won't buy that cigar. You only saw 1 episode.
Yeah.
Not for the mistreatment of animals thing. He even admitted to that casually and had sad moments about stuff he didn't take care of as good as he should have. I think
Absolutely.
he deserves jail time for that. But the murder plot, I think, was just dangled in front of his face.
Yeah.
Um,
See, so
Well, see, if you haven't seen Tiger King all the way through, like my friend Mike here,
yeah.
he can't make that.
I did.
But
Eyes pinned open.
I believe that Carol Baskins did in fact kill her husband. Yes.
Very controversial opinion there.
I believe that Joe Exotic knew everything that was going on as far as the hit on Carol Baskins, and as far as even paying off Knucklehead to go down to Florida, who alleges that he had no intent on killing her, but still took the money and partied at a strip club.
Yeah.
So,
So you think because the money changed hands, it wasn't like a coercion kind of
listen,
thing?
if money changes hands, there's an expectation. at that point in time.
Duffman
Valid.
3466 says
Valid
Tiger King.
argument.
Seeing that it took place in Oklahoma and Florida, I just thought it was a local news feed. Yeah, basically. And I will say this, from the first episode, they really introduced the three main characters, which is Joe Exotic,
Right? Doc Antle.
Doc Antle, and then the Carol Baskin.
Right.
Doc Antle actually is the one that rubbed me the most wrong. he in the first episode.
And
now, I
keep
don't
in
know if
mind,
he
we're
gets-
talking about episode 1.
just one. Just one.
We haven't gone past episode 2, or at least
We'll
mine
talk
hasn't.
about each episode sequentially over the
Yeah.
next few
I-
two clues.
yeah,
to
I
each
don't-
show.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
think we're
I'll do
gonna-
one. We'll do one a week.
Yeah.
I
I'll do
don't.
one
I
a
don't
week.
think we can get Mike to watch any more Tiger
you
King.
got
He's
to.
he's not that
It
big
gets
into
better.
captivity.
Yeah, I don't like.
It's
I
gonna
don't.
bother you, but it's gonna get juicy.
Yeah, I just it's the whole mistreatment of the animals that just it
Yeah.
really grinds my gears.
They get justice though.
That's good as long as they get justice.
Yeah,
Justice.
there's hella animal justice.
Yeah, 79 years in federal pen.
Is that what he
Joe
got? Oh, that's
Exotic.
right. That's what he got.
Yeah.
But did he get that for the animal abuse?
No, that would have
He
been
got
like 4
that
years.
for the whole shooting match.
Yeah.
everything.
It was a collective.
Can you? How do you get? Okay, had he actually was able to kill her, had he personally gone down and killed her, what do you think his jail time would have been? I'm curious. I
he-
honestly don't know.
He
I'm asking.
pretty well got charged with everything that you would have got if
Yeah.
you would have murdered her.
For sure.
Well,
So
no,
that-
because he didn't get first degree murder. So
No,
what
no,
we're
no,
talking
but
about
the
is
Right, but
punishment.
he got attempted, which is basically the same thing.
Not normally, but the way he was sentenced, practically.
mistreatment of husbands also. But I'm serious because if you know, had he just killed her, what is it, life sentence? Was it 20 years?
30.
You had 30 years?
30 is life.
Yeah, he just killed her. He'd have been out in 30 years versus 79. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No, because they
Yeah,
still
but he
attacked
had
on
a-
the animal stuff.
He had a
An extra
pissing
4 years.
contest of about 10 to 15 years with Carol, and you may see into that. I don't know, but
It seems to me like he would have gotten around 4 years for just the animal stuff.
Yeah.
But when they tacked it on, it seemed like it counted for more yet.
yes.
Seems like.
Maybe, but 79.
Yeah.
79.
Well, they did want to round up to 80 because they figured his mullet wouldn't last that long.
And that's what I'm saying. 79. Yeah, murder in Florida, like 3 months house arrest. And that's what I mean. Had he just pulled it fucking off, he honestly probably would have done less jail time had he got caught.
Well,
you're right.
He also
Had he
You're
gone
right.
down there and in hillbilly justice fashion,
He would- he
man,
would
Well, what
have
you
done that,
didn't
though.
see-
it probably would have been considered a crime of passion, and he probably would have got a lot less time.
internet. He had his own internet show, just like we do, and on this radio show, he
Mike,
would
no more peanut butter in the microphone.
My bad.
he would blow her up in mannequin form or shoot
saw that.
her in the head
Bad
in the
look.
studio.
Not a good look.
So, and when you admit to sending rattlesnakes to somebody's mailbox, and then they're like, "Oh hell, I have rattlesnakes in my mailbox."
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't look good when you're questioned on whether or not you
Right.
have intent for murder.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, everything was stacked against him. He might as well have just done it.
Right.
It probably would have been a lot.
More satisfaction.
Yeah, but it probably would have saved him a lot of heartache too. But I mean, he's gay, so he's probably like rolling in the butt stuff.
Yeah,
You know, I
he'll
don't-
make a party for himself.
Yeah, I think
some-
he'll be fine.
He'll get some followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he gets rec time, I'm sure.
He's such a sweet talker.
It's
So he can like rally in lost straight men even.
there you go.
In that lost place that people get in sometimes, like a cult leader.
No, I
And that's the
don't-
thing is that charisma. I mean, I wonder if you two who will join me in kind of, as a character, separating him from real life and things that he really did wrong. And in real life, as a character, he's such a great anti-hero and such a person that you end up rooting for.
In the end,
Yeah, it
because Carol
throughout it.
Baskin isn't. I understand she seems very, very evil.
She's
Well,
manipulative.
she's so extreme. She doesn't
but so
care.
so is Joe. And Joe, how about this? Joe Exotic's afraid of tigers.
Oh, yeah, is he?
Yeah. He only got involved or within proximity of ones that have been either
Drugged.
yeah, they were drugged or
They didn't mention that enough in the show. How much most of that tiger footage was the drugged ass tigers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's just an ongoing
See,
thing.
that's awful.
But something that Dan Antle made a point about against Carol Baskin, I found fascinating and debatable, that Carol Baskin takes it too extreme against petting. And everyone else in that whole scene
Petting for
says,
money.
look, if we can maintain this rare species and have all this infrastructure to keep these things a thing and just pet them a little as they're kids and then don't anymore when they're big,
Yeah, you
and
should
it
be-
doesn't
Well, I think
seem
the
like they're different
problem-
from it, that's enough to matter.
I
It doesn't
think
seem
the
to torment
problem
them.
lies is you're only allowed to have, or rather, safely, you're only allowed to pet these animals from 8 weeks to 12 weeks. Then after that, they can take your hand off or finger off.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when you see them, like people doing stuff with full-grown tigers.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, how are they doing that with a full-grown tiger? They're always like adolescents. They just get so big so quick that there's a time period where they look like full-grown ones.
Yes,
but you can
that's
play
true,
with them
too.
like kids still.
That's very much true.
So that's a thing. And then the tail end of that, they drug them, which is not cool. That's taking it too far. But I don't think Don Cantle is like drugging them that much. It's gotta be-
He
there's
ended up
gotta be
having
a
a
needle.
federal raid afterwards.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, yeah. I
So I'm quite for certain
that
Doc
raid didn't
Antle-
go that bad. No,
We got to
he's
say,
fine.
we got to
I've
shout out
seen
to
him-
Katie Holmes who's listening in, and Ricky.
Doc Antle
Rickety.
was
Alright.
on Theo Vaughn's podcast a couple weeks ago, post raid, and he's doing all right. He talked about what they raided, what they looked at, and how he made out fine with it.
I want to
'Cause
touch
he's-
on
he's pretty
something.
clean, yeah.
I want to touch on something else that you had mentioned, and that was that cultish type following, and that brings me to Allison Mack, she played, I think her name was Chloe on Smallville.
Oh, I'm thinking of Alex Mack.
No, Allison Mack
Nickelodeon.
from Small. I don't know if you watched Smallville, but she was the little
Yeah.
blonde, and her and Tom Welling are the only two members of the entire cast to be in every single episode. A little bit of fun fact for you. But what makes it so interesting is she's the one that was like, she was like the second in charge to the ringleader guy and was getting women in and branding them and having them have sex with the dude, all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, it turns out she actually got Kristen Cruick involved. Now, apparently, Kristen Cruick didn't stick around, wasn't for her.
This
but
wasn't
she
with
was
Doc
involved.
Antle, was it? Wasn't this a different sex cult?
Yeah, I don't know what Doc Antle is doing, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
he said that the way Netflix showed it was really biased as far as all his girlfriends.
Carol
He said,
Baskin's
like,
tiger
sure,
fillets, no GMO or petting raised.
fillets. So he said that most of those women they showed him with are like family and sisters and stuff, and only a handful of them like have been or were girlfriends. And then he might like have some girlfriend action.
That's
there,
not
but
what
it's
they
like,
showed.
No, I know. He said they biased it extra bad, but that it was like not like entirely untrue. But like, why shouldn't he have a girlfriend or two, being a single guy? But he said it made it look like way more like there was a bunch at the same time and they was going house to house.
Now that
They're
we're-
just not like that. There's just exes that work for him still.
Now that we're on that subject of, ladies of the night, I just want to give a shout out, little news, little shocking, incredible, exclusive news.
Uh-oh.
The Pope gives back to the streets, y'all.
Really?
The Pope is giving back to the streets. Yeah, listen to this.
Do it.
Pope gives aid to transgender prostitutes with no customers. And, and okay, just in case
Like,
anybody...
just he become a customer? That's what I heard that as.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll get a transgender prostitute, sure.
Hop on, ladies. And this is from Fox News, by the way. Pope Francis assisted a group of transgender prostitutes who were struggling financially amid the coronavirus pandemic in Italy, according to an Italian newspaper. In quotes, at the height of the coronavirus emergency, a group of transsexuals, almost all Latin Americans, arrived in the church with amazement and wonder. Don Andrea Conocchia, the parish priest of Torvaianica, not far from Rome, told Il Fatto Quotidiano They asked for help because with the virus, they no longer had customers on the street. Damn you, coronavirus! Did they not see? And I think. Can we sue the coronavirus for being?
I think we should sue China.
For being racist.
We're way past that. We're in an actual war where we're literally killing it rapidly. It's a genocide of it, even.
Let's see here. They reached out to the Pope.
Genocide, I should say.
They actually reached out to the Pope through Cardinal Conrad Kajewski. I wish I was making that name up.
It's got a bunch of fun names there.
Let's see here. And he's responsible for the charitable work done in the name of the Pope.
Someone should do a supercut of just you saying the names from that story in a row.
I know, right? What's interesting is...
Sound like you were brushing your teeth.
It did, kind of. Francis's response was immediate. So he heard about these transgenders looking for work, and he said, I'm on it.
Own it.
I'm on it. And then they said, many thanks to Pope Francis. May God bless you for everything. 1,000 blessings. May the Virgin protect you. Because you ain't one anymore. They didn't say that last part, but would have been funny. It does not appear that the leader of the Catholic Church was signaling any changes in the Catholic teaching on gender or sex. Just that...
acceptance.
Everybody needs to make a living.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good.
Everybody needs to make $1.
They're not killing anybody with their organs.
And I think that's important, you know.
Except the little death with the French call.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what else is really important? Paying the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only way we can pay the bills is by letting you know about our incredible sponsors that helps keep the lights on in this place and helps us stay on the air, though a lot of people wish we weren't.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men. Listen up, the soap you shower with, you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men. Listen up, the soap you shower with...
Hi, I'm always on the go, and I need the one thing to help me keep moving.
Zip Fizz.
That's right. It's an all-natural energy mix that comes in a tube. I can keep one in my pocket or my purse. So many great flavors, such as fruit punch, grape, orange soda, plus no hard crash because there is no sugar, but it is loaded with B12. It's high on electrolytes. I just love it.
ZipFizz.com.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more.
800-571-1651. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline. a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get it. Our experienced partners are offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. You'll never pay another timeshare maintenance bill again, and all your obligations will be terminated. You can begin saving today. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your timeshare, call and see if we can help you. At the Timeshare Exit Hotline, we only accept payment after an agreement has been made to get you out of your timeshare. Make this complimentary free call and learn how our honest partners can help anyone, anywhere, legally get out of their timeshare nightmare.
800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. That's 800-741-8026.
You're listening to Two Clueless Dudes with Mad Mike and the Hank.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Mad Mike, a.k.a. Junk McGee. I'm here with the Hank and W.O.Z. Waz in the house.
And if Waz tells you not to feed your mogwais after midnight, don't feed your mogwais after midnight.
Don't do it. So,
don't do it.
So, COVID's affected just about everything in everyday life.
Yes.
It's also affected the game world.
Oh, yes, it has.
Which
People don't
game
realize
world?
this. Listen to this. Monopoly suspends rent on all properties and bumps up passing to go to $1,200. This is true. Hasbro has announced a new version of Monopoly will be released where all rent will be suspended until further notice. In addition, the board game will now give players $1,200 for passing the Go space. All railroads will be closed, though essential services such as utilities and income taxes will still be open. These new rules will stimulate Monopoly's economy, said Hasbro spokesperson. Why just give out $200 when we can increase that number to $1,200 and make everybody a winner?
Truth.
Unfortunately, after the designers increased the game's income, players simply paid a lot more for the few things they could spend their money on, driving up prices. The cost of free parking, for instance, experienced massive inflation and now costs $1,200 to park on.
Wow.
Get out of jail free cards are also $1,200 now. Hasbro says they may be forced to increase the income to $5,000 to compensate. Yeah. The quarantine edition will also just send you to jail constantly whenever you try to move around to different spaces on the board to make sure you don't spread COVID-19.
Makes sense.
Yeah, directly to jail. So that's good.
You know what? That's where we're headed anyway. Let's be honest. If we're ever going to open this damn thing back up, like we're going to have to wear masks everywhere we go.
Yeah.
And if you don't wear your mask, you're going to get cited or fined
I'm
or
going to get a
whatever.
Ninja Turtle mask.
Okay.
Like
I feel
Michelangelo.
like there's also situations where we can just not talk at each other. Because,
Right.
I feel like 6 feet isn't even enough when the mouth blasts of talking and excitement are aimed at each other.
Right.
Like, we've got some pretty good angles here going. I don't know if you can see in the cameras. But I think that's, like, an even bigger deal than the mask thing. Is, just, don't talk at each other anymore.
It's true.
I know it's, off-putting and rude seeming, but just be aloof about it.
Aloof. Be aloofa.
Yeah, be aloof
Be aloofa about it. So I think we have some History's Mysteries to get to.
You're listening to Two Clueless Dudes. History's Mysteries. Like that $20 you say I owe you.
All right, so History's Mysteries. This very day back in history, 1841, the first immigrant wagon train leaves Independence, Missouri for California.
Really? That explains California so much.
That may be true. However, the drivers in Vegas are far worse than California.
That's because they came from California.
Oh yeah.
No way. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't believe that
so,
at all.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not for a second. That's not even true.
It's just that the 405 is so small compared to the 15.
Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with Vegas is you have people that came from some village that only had dirt roads, and then the grandchildren of those people that are used to racing in like the cornfields, and they all smoosh together and crash into each other here
Yes.
recklessly.
Well, the issue to me is it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
So you got people that learn to drive in Colorado where they drive differently. You've got people here from Arizona where they drive differently, and you got people from California where they all drive differently. So everyone's got their
aggressively.
own
Or badly.
unspoken set of rules, right? You know, their own unspoken set of rules of the road, and none of them know the other person's rules, so everybody's getting in everyone's way.
That's what makes it seem worse, because people from California tend to drive
Call the respirator
better.
or hat.
They tend to drive better but more reckless, better but more aggressive.
You know what? At least in California, if you put your turn signal on, they'll let you over.
Nah, it depends
They
on when
won't
you
run
do
you
it.
the F over.
That's such a California thing to get like not be able to change lanes when you use your
It's
turn signal.
It's your God-given right.
It's when
to
you're driving
drive like an a-hole.
You're driving in the asshole season. I'm driving where the chill people are doing.
Now this one confuses me. Back in 1939, Batman first appeared in the Detective Comics number 27.
Boom.
My question is, who in the hell was there in the first 26?
The first 26 comics?
If it wasn't Batman, who was it?
There's Superman.
Yeah,
right?
I think that.
But was he a detective?
I think
it was
at the time, Detective Comics was just kind of like
Yeah, it was badly named.
it was their end all. It was a catch-all.
Yeah.
Because they even have Joker series in the Detective Comics. Believe it or not.
Interesting.
And there's times actually, multiple times when Batman and Joker actually work together in the Detective
Oh,
Comics.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
So that was number 27 back in 1939.
number 27.
Number 27.
Oh, how would you like to have that?
I would
Shit, you
love to
so
have
much
that.
money. Man, I would make love to it and then sell it with my love juice all over it.
Or isn't the first Superman one like 17 or something? Or is that Adventure Comics or something?
You know, I'll have to look that up.
I think that might have been Adventure Comics, not Detective Comics.
1961, Fidel Castro announced there will be no more elections in Cuba.
That's right. He also made everyone watch Saturday Night Fever every week.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's true. What? It was their national movie in Cuba. Saturday Night
Cuba.
Fever. Cuba.
Cuba.
Yeah, he loved John Travolta.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, huge John Travolta fan.
1840, the penny black was the world's first adhesive postage stamp issued in Great Britain, worth, you guessed, one penny.
1 penny. I wonder what it's worth now. You know, that's
1 penny.
no. I bet you it's worth a lot. I bet you it's worth, like an unused stamp. I mean, probably even a used one if it's still in good condition. It's probably worth a
It
ton.
probably is worth quite a bit of money.
Because the stamp game, the stamp game is on point.
Yes.
I mean, millions and millions of dollars in stamps. I don't know who collects them, but there's somebody out there that does.
It's not me. 1992, the Los Angeles Dodgers
Action Comics. Yeah, Action Comics.
had to postpone 3 Major League Baseball games due to the racial riots over the infamous Rodney King beating.
Rodney King. He went on.
Can't we all just get
Can't we all
along?
just get along? Yeah, he's the one that said that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. The
Poor-
riots were getting pretty nasty.
Poor
though.
Rodney. He gets no respect.
It blows me away that LA's still like that yet today,
Took me a
though.
second.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but right.
It really, really, really is still like that today.
Like how specifically? 'Cause we were just ragging on LA so endlessly this episode.
Oh my gosh.
They're
yes.
driving and they're.
So
California
I
is a hot
have
mess.
I have friends
It
that
is a hot mess though.
aren't of how do you even say it?
Farting.
Of white privilege, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Like
they can get ripped out of their cars and ripped off their porch and all that other stuff just for being around, but yet that would never happen to the 3 of us.
Yeah, that's messed.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I have my own opinions on white privilege. I don't think it exists. I don't think it's an actual thing. But
I think it
regardless-
heavily depends on where you are, because in
I
some
was gonna
communities
say
it's
there's-
very clearly a thing.
Well, here's the thing. I think what does exist was set in motion and created back in the 60s when some laws were put into place that were set
Ridiculous.
and
laws.
they were supposed to help the black man, but really it did nothing but hurt them, and it
Yeah, there's
kind of turned them
tons of
into
that.
this these little welfare pockets, which really sucks.
Yeah.
So maybe one day that'll all get fixed. Who knows?
There's things that just get perpetuated over generations. There's no denying that there's
Ronnie
a
Baker, what up, buddy?
What's up, Baker?
privilege when you have a wealthy family. And it's like, you might as well just embrace it. Like, there's nothing wrong with
Got this
embracing
spot
the
to
fact
show you, bud.
that we're like in the top 2% of the world just being in a first world country.
And the Duffster just got back. He said that the mint 1 penny stamp is worth $3,000
3 G's.
for that for 1 penny stamp. That's massive.
That's a lot of pennies.
That's a lot of pennies.
1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the very first president of the United States of America.
17 what?
89.
1789? 89. Isn't that when Nirvana first hit the scene? Was it 89? I think so.
They're like the George Washington of the Seattle grunge scene.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think that's true, right? That's true.
They started the whole grunge
No,
thing.
no, they were
grunge.
perpetuating a thing that started with like Mudhoney, and Pearl Jam was ahead of them.
Actually,
and-
yeah, Pearl Jam was.
Yeah,
Actually,
they were
yeah.
just Soundgarden was ahead of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think Nirvana was the one that really brought everything to the
they
limelight.
broke it.
They broke it.
Yeah,
And then,
You know what?
think-
I have read about this. It was Pearl Jam. It was
Pearl Jam.
Eddie Vedder.
well, not
Yeah,
even
Eddie
truly
Vedder.
Pearl Jam. They were just one of the first grunge bands to have a hit
Yeah.
before Nirvana. With it was either Even Flow or Alive.
Even
think-
Flow was the first one. Even Flow.
You see the video from that when he hangs from one arm above the crowd and
That's
falls into it?
fucking nuts.
And
He
he's
was
like-
nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I loved that guy.
Short fella.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not big, Eddie Vedder.
No.
Legit dude.
Neither is System of a Down. System of a Down on Conan.
I can't listen to
Conan
them.
walks up
I
to
can't do
them,
System of a Down.
and it's like this little dwarf village at his waist. He's just like
Yeah, well,
patting him all on
Conan
the
is-
head, and
Conan is massive.
yeah, so is Letterman.
Yeah, and Letterman, another massive person, yeah.
It's why seeing Letterman walk up to Pearl Jam was like, is he closer to the camera than the band? How is this? How's he touching them? It's forced perspective.
I've just been informed that at Washington's inauguration, Keith Richards was the main act to
Oh, yeah.
open it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Power,
Yeah, he played it.
powerful Keith.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good way to go. Well, he's been around a while.
Yeah.
He's been around a while. All right, so what do you got? What do you
Plays
got?
the banjo really well. 1986, Russian news agencies reported Chernobyl's nuclear power plant mishap,
Whoops.
which is still uninhibited.
Uninhabited
Still yet today.
and still a problem.
It's still a problem.
Yeah, in fact, lost in this whole COVID-19 thing, there's a massive wildfire in Chernobyl, and it's kicked up a bunch of radiation.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Right.
And now they're like super worried and concerned about it, apparently. But, just, hey, but don't catch the flu, guys. You might die from radiation, but hey, at least you won't die from the flu.
Well, there's no. Well, it's not like what mask am I going to put on for Chernobyl over here?
Yeah, we'll start selling Chernobyl masks.
1945, Adolf Hitler allegedly committed suicide along with his new wife, Eva Braun.
Allegedly, unless he's in South America.
Yeah. Do you believe that he committed suicide?
No, I don't.
I think he did.
I don't think.
I think he's way too much of an attention whore to stay in the shadows if he really moved to South America.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he was so messed in the head. I think he saw it as, it's a
The
cowardly thing
man
to
had
do.
contingencies for contingencies. The answer is no, he did not commit suicide.
The attention whores, though, never stay in the shadows. Like Gary
true.
Glitter.
He didn't stay in the shadows. If you watch the television show that was Hunting Hitler, it shows proof of him not.
Yeah,
not,
and there's proof of Bigfoot too.
I won't
Maybe
say,
Bigfoot is
I
Hitler.
won't say proof of Bigfoot.
He just let the mustache grow out.
I love
Wow.
this idea.
Yes. We're making that move. We're gonna write that screenplay. Hitler was a Sasquatch,
and we'll sell it to what's his face.
and then we'll have Sam Elliott come back to reprise his role from the man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We'll just mesh the two together. Now he has to kill
like
Hitler
that.
Bigfoot.
Do you guys know who Gary Glitter is?
No, who's that?
He's the one that wrote the na 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 hey na 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 song that gets used in sports games.
yeah.
So he was convicted of some pedophile thing. So he went to one of those countries, one of those islands where you can just be a pedophile, and just like lives there now, like just legally.
On Pedophile Island.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that same thing happened with
Like
Roman,
Indonesia or something.
Roman Polanski. the guy that directed The Pianist. His wife was the one that was killed by
Stabby.
what's
Stabby
his name?
Jack Johnson.
No. I can't remember his name. He's like, I think he died recently. He had like the Nazi tattoo put on his head. Manson?
Manson?
Charles Manson. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
apparently he got in trouble for doing something with some lady, and he fled the country, and now he lives somewhere in Europe. But so yeah, I guess that is a common practice.
Yeah, they never stay disappeared. Like Gary Glitter is definitely there.
All right, so yes or no?
We
Hitler
cannot get through an
committed
episode-
suicide?
We cannot get through one episode without bringing up Hitler. You didn't realize that?
Well,
I
That's
normally
fine.
don't talk about Hitler because I don't
We
like
do
to
it
give the
every episode.
satisfaction.
there's a historical emphasis.
There is.
I
I
have another one as
think
well.
he died. I think he died.
You think he died of suicide?
I think he did.
Was.
Yeah, I'm with Mike on this one. Although I love thinking about him like sunning in the South American.
But he
beaches.
refused to leave. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
refused to leave.
There's too many personality things that don't fit with this disappearance.
Right, I agree.
I disagree. All right.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you think? Let us know.
Yeah.
Holla in the chat.
Yeah, holla in the chat.
Ava fed him to the tigers, which is very possible. I think he did have dogs, actually. I think Ava did have dogs.
Probably. 1989, the World Wide Web, or www. Was first launched in the public domain by scientist Tim Berners-Lee.
Interesting.
Yeah, Tim Berners-Lee.
Wow, so he's the one that created the www.
The www.
That's why there's not like one clear inventor of the internet, because different people invented different portions of it. But he absolutely invented the World Wide Web.
Wow.
And like a lot of what we know is HTML, like HTML1.
And that was the language that he used or created?
Yeah,
to make
I
it?
think he's also the one that came up with that, the hypertext where there's links and stuff, and like
I
the
love
first
Zelda.
browser.
It's a great game. The link was fantastic.
But remember what the browser was back then? Where you'd have to
No.
go. It was Netscape Navigator.
Yeah, Netscape
Is what you'd have to use
Navigator.
to-
And it was you had to hear the dial-up connection
Yeah.
to know that you got in, you know?
Can
I
you guys
remember
believe
that.
it was?
And then the porn pictures took forever to
Yes.
load up.
Oh, bro.
It's so many halves of them. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like I saved it anyway, even though, because I would bump into the stupid card in my laptop, and this hangy doodle cord that was all thin and stupid would fall out of it, just bumping. And it was
Yeah,
on the
that's what
bed
I would
next
tell
to
my
me, so
dad
it was-
too when the
it was a trap.
Trojan virus would show up and be like, Dad, I don't know what happened. He's like, well, what's this? And I'm like, what's what?
We had an IBM. I'm going to say it was this would have been back in 1988, 89. It was like the first IBM. We had one, and I wasn't allowed to get on it very often. But when I was able to play like a miniature golf game, and it was so complicated. Like I couldn't even. I mean, now if I were looking, I'd be
type
like,
in an angle.
This is basic, but. Back then, to me, especially because computers knew it was
language.
it was so complicated. Yeah,
So foreign.
I was like, man, I'm going back to my Sega Master System. This is too much for me.
Can you believe it was 95 by the time that businesses could be on the World Wide Web?
Not till 95, and then
It feels
Amazon
pretty
was
recently.
Amazon was 98, right?
Probably because they were so early.
Yeah, they were pretty early on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
1881, Billy the Kid escaped from Lincoln County Jail in New Mexico.
In 1881,
1881.
he escaped from prison. I didn't know that.
He escaped from prison a couple times.
So did Ted Bundy.
Huh.
Ted Bundy escaped like 3 times.
Yes.
I don't know how the hell he did it, but
Well, Ted Bundy was really smart, though.
yeah. What do you think? Billy Kid was just
Opportunist.
opportunist.
He knew that when this happened, he asked to go to the bathroom, and there wasn't any bathroom in the jail, so they had to take him, I guess, to the courthouse or whatever. And
He skedaddled.
after that, he scared one of the deputies, shot the other, and shot 2 of them, actually. So,
Really?
yeah,
I
he's
thought
kind
you
of a
were supposed
badass.
You're supposed to shoot the sheriff, not the deputies. That's
The
probably what got him
sheriff was
caught.
actually out of town, actually.
Oh, that's what it was.
True story.
Clever.
1967, Muhammad Ali refused induction to the army and was stripped of his boxing title.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
Because he was drafted, right?
He was drafted to join the U.S. Army. And
I'm
he,
gonna, Man, that's a tough call because you feel like if you're drafted, you owe a service, but at the same time, he was so influential to so many people on a completely different platform. He gave so many people hope and something to aspire to that I think is probably more important, or maybe more important. I mean, I'm not going to say that, the military is beneath, other
Celebrity.
realms, celebrityism, right? But I think that he did, even though he didn't go, I think that he brought a lot of joy and a lot of promise and a lot of hope to a lot of people, especially, in the black community. So
Not only that, but which war is this?
Vietnam.
Because that's the
Vietnam.
thing. Like, it's one thing
Which was
to...
a pointless
His big
war
thing
anyway.
was, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
you're
fight
not
your
defending
war.
American soil.
Kristen
You're not
Lamberts,
defending
she's
your
watching
people.
you.
It's one of those things, like, it's easy to be, like, morally opposed to joining the military with that kind of war going on.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like he was the only draft dodger. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
Well, they wrote songs about it. Clearwater, or Creedence Clearwater Revival, right?
Yeah, I remember them. They wrote that song, Big Mohammed, keep on toining. Right?
American Woman is about that, too.
American
about the Americans moving to Canada, because there's a Canadian band that wrote that.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Because there's just a big influx of Americans coming to Canada, and it was like...
The first time I heard that song was actually by Lenny Kravitz.
Ronnie Baker, you're very welcome. Glad I could let you know. Glad you're tuning in.
Yeah.
So,
What else you got?
Ronnie, the
2000
voiceover guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need more takes.
2019, Disney stated Marvel film Avengers Endgame made an estimated $1.2 billion worldwide and was the first film to make more than $1 billion on opening night.
And that's so amazing.
Wait, what film?
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, huge, massive.
It really was a experience too. Like, I felt like it was living up to the hype as I was in it, but I could really see someone being disappointed because it was so hyped. So I was almost like, am I feeling this enough? Am I gaming hard enough?
Yeah, it was a victim of its own success in a way.
Well, I think that could have happened, yet I didn't really hear that from many people.
No, I loved it.
I'm usually easily satisfied. I'm in the theater having an experience, whatever, everything's pretty, yay. You don't dislike movies very easily.
Right.
But I felt like I was putting it on a pedestal, and I was like, am I really having my full end game? And I was. It was good.
Yeah.
It didn't disappoint.
We watched it twice.
Yeah. I'll be honest, the first time that movie ended, I said, I'm comfortable.
Can I tell you guys about the first piece of media that's worth watching twice, in my opinion, that I've seen in forever?
Please.
'Cause I don't watch stuff twice. But The Midnight Gospel, which is by comedian Duncan Trussell, using audio from his podcast, where he frequently talks about hallucinogens and meditation. And it's completely animated by the guy that did Adventure Time, Pendleton Ward.
Okay.
So it's in this crazy, trippy style of Adventure Time, but like adult and super like inspiring and enlightening while also being like weird and psychedelic. Midnight Gospel.
Thank you.
Netflix.
You just reminded me of something that I have to have the Hank watch, and you should probably watch it too. And Jeff will definitely attest to this. You need to see a movie called Dark On.
Who?
Dark On.
Okay. Is it on the Netflix?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
It's about live action role players.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what.
Talking about live action role players, did you know that growing up during like the Satanic Panic, and it's the only reason I bring this up is because you and I play Dungeons and Dragons and have the most amazing fun time doing it, is that it was considered the gateway drug to Satanism.
Yeah, back in the 80s, yeah. It's
and
true.
it blows my mind. I had to wait till I was almost 40 years old to play my first game of D&D.
What's ironic is it was absolutely, but Satanism is like not bad.
Yeah, right, exactly.
As long as you're not torturing animals, whatever Dark Lord's cool.
Well, that's not true Satanism anyway.
The Dumpster says emphatically yes, you need to watch that movie. So what else you got?
My final one, 1940, the Nazi puke Heinrich Himmler ordered the establishment of Auschwitz concentration camp.
Wow.
This guy was so dark.
So
This is like the evil of most evil.
Yeah.
Dark of dark.
I have an incredible story about one of those camps.
Yeah.
Actually, my uncle Johnny, who actually he passed away a couple years ago now. He was 101 when he finally passed away. So he was a midship gunner on one of the B-52 bombers, or I think they were B-52s. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. And that was and he was there on D-Day. He dropped bombs on D-Day and survived. He did a grand total of 28 missions.
Wow.
29 missions. He was so what had happened was, and he when he told me the story,
those guys went down all the time.
all the time. He says, but towards the end of the war, he says it sounds weird, but it started to kind of slow down. So they started going with one midship gunner, and they would trade off. Well, they had just started the system with his crew in England because that's where they were stationed, and the other midship gunner decided to go first. That plane got shot down. Every man dead. And he was like, oh my gosh, that could have been me. So he gets on the next plane because they just move him, restation him to another one. That plane gets shot down. Somehow he manages to survive with a parachute. They were shooting at him, but they ran out of ammunition. And because of the Geneva Convention laws or whatever, if you land and you give up, they're not supposed to shoot you.
Not supposed to.
So because they didn't have any ammo, they couldn't shoot him anyway. So they took him and they put him in a POW camp for 2 years.
Wow.
And they threw him into the officers' POW camp. But the funny thing is, he says he got along better with some of the German soldiers than he did with some of the other prisoners because his last name was Werner.
Uh-huh.
And they were always like, you're on the wrong side of the fence, man.
Interesting.
And he apparently said all they got to eat was like water and bread. And
I believe that. I mean, why would you spend your good rations on piece of shit
all he could ever
POWs?
see, I mean, this is an old man, and all he could ever say was, we were so hungry. We were so hungry all the time, so hungry. And the man could eat like a horse, all the way up until his demise. He could eat like a horse. It's crazy, man, crazy. So, very cool. Why don't we go ahead and pay some bills. We'll play some couple of commercials, and when we come out, we'll talk a little bit more about California. We'll talk a little bit more. We'll fill you in the fact that eels are people too, and we're gonna get to some video games and whatnot. Hit us up.
Evil Knievel.
Hi, it's Waz from Greasy Conversation. Did you know the pioneering stuntman Evel Knievel, the world record motorcycle jumping father of extreme sports himself, lives on spiritually in the satiny dough and hearty brick cheese of the pizza that bears his name?
Evil Knievel.
Evil Pie, that's EVEL, on glistening East Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. They've been thriving here since back in 2016 because, unlike our hero, it's not dangerous. The flavor isn't even risky, but it is braggadocious. I get the world-famous Snake River special with the rattlesnake sausage. Honestly, it's great. I do love it, and it makes me feel like a mighty conqueror of perilous beasts. Vegans, don't tune me out. This place is known for their vegan pizza too, so get over there. Just make sure you check the RadioVegas.rocks app first. That app will have new specials just for RadioVegas.rocks listeners. Show them the app and satisfy your lust for excitement.
Nut rub
from Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great. So there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to become
Thank you, Ball Wash, and visit them
Ball.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having
They
so much fun.
have
already popping these.
shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm very excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more excited.
Twist and pull.
He had
twist and pull.
he had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated, all right? Give me a break, all right? It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty
you do?
good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you so you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean,
Well, this is nice too.
yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. Tonight, let's
Let's-
put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we could get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. Use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Hi, folks. If you are fast forwarding, cut that crap out. I hope you hear me in the little that you're hearing, you freaking commercial fast forwarder. But it's too late. You're listening to me now, and you have to hear me talk about this sick studio we've got going on at RadioVegas.rocks. We've got a new space, a separate structure with all kinds of cooling accoutrement in it. We can blast some AC when we really need it. We can be, hey, Chris, how you doing? We can be swamp cooling it when we need like a lighter breeze. It's cozy. We've got space to not spit on each other. And when we're not broadcasting in here, you can rent this place out to do your podcasts with all the cameras and the mics and the switching viewing angles and all that jazz. So hit up RadioVegas.rocks to find out more about leasing some time over here. It's great. You know I'm taking care of it. Now back to Two Clueless Dudes.
And if you're hard up on cash, just ask the Pope. He's apparently doling it out, especially if you're transgender. So, lots to get to. So we were kind of ragging on California earlier, and I'm just going to kind of continue with that.
I was going to say, I could continue with that as well.
What do you got?
Well, Santa Clarita, California, a brother and sister, we got a problem, saying they weren't exactly thrilled that the universe paired them together with an unbreakable cosmic link. Siblings Jessica and Grant Carlson told reporters Thursday that, like everyone else, they didn't like that they were soulmates either. Look, if I could fall in love with anyone else on the planet, I would. But unfortunately, my biological sibling just happens to be the only one for me, said Grant, adding that while he never imagined growing up and sharing an incredibly profound physical and emotional connection with his older sister of 2 years, there's nothing they could do about it now. Would I rather settle down with a nice girl who, have a normal marriage and raise normal kids? Of course, but unfortunately, the only time I really feel complete as a human being is when I look deep into my sister's perfect eyes.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So, that's where we're at. At press time, Grant told reporters he was at least grateful the universe hadn't forced him to fall in love and be paired off for all of eternity with his mom.
Oh, that'd have been the worst. That had been the worst. What is that? That's a Bates Motel type deal.
Yeah, that's California as well.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Well, California, their California prisons have released thousands of felons
Oh, yeah, they have.
because they have to make room
Yes, they do. For COVID-19.
for skaters, surfers, and, well, anybody who goes outside. Sacramento, California, Governor Gavin Newsom, name that most Vegas people are familiar with, has instructed detention facilities across California to begin releasing violent felons to make room for skateboarders, surfers, and other people who have committed the heinous crime of going outside. Thousands of cells have now been freed up for the dregs of society, unquote, as Newsom referred to the people who go to the beach or skate at the park. As the felons left the prisons, they laughed at the skaters and surfers entering their previous cells. The skater bros just said, "Dude, not cool." And the surfer said, "Totes not stoked, bruh. Major cook move, dude." In quotes, "We need to free up those prison cells for the really dangerous people, like beachgoers," said Gavin Newsom at a press conference. "We can't have those dangerous people who sit on the beach for hours or do doozy flip kicks and 630 spinaroos out on our streets," unquote. Felons went out and immediately committed crimes, but were undocumented immigrants, so they were given a stimulus check instead of getting arrested. So, thank you, thank you, California. So, I don't know what states everyone's listening in, but just realize there's always a state that's worse than yours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Always a state that's worse than
We've
yours.
got to be like the smallest state counting the land that doesn't belong to the government. Because like 2/3 of Nevada is
Yeah.
this government airplane crash
BLM.
land.
And the
Yeah.
counties are really large. We actually have
Massively large.
massively large counties. So, and really, let's be serious. What, over a half, maybe more, of the actual population is in Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah.
In
Oh,
Clark
yeah.
County as a
More.
whole.
More than half for sure.
You know?
We should go hunting for airplane crashes soon. That's a thing because there's
really?
there's like
Well, there's a
100 years of
bomber-
crashed airplanes in this state.
What?
Out in the middle of nowhere because it's been all air testing land forever.
That'd be awesome.
Well, you know, there's a B-52 in Lake Mead
No.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
No.
Yes.
that's the one that originally wrote Love Shack. Yeah.
It's as big as a whale. It's about to set sail.
But it never did.
But it never did.
It was a little heavy.
That's
But
true.
yeah, it sat down in Lake Mead. I'm assuming on accident.
Yeah, that's like, it seems like good aim to get the plane in that little lake.
Yeah.
Just to.
It's like a little spitting hole. You should be able to hit it, but I guess maybe it was the angle down.
It's on the way to the airport, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this looks like it's flat.
Yeah. Ish.
Ish.
Yeah. Now it's
It
under the
probably
leg.
Probably had so much more water back then.
What's
Yeah, we
the
never
name?
put the echo back together. No.
Amelia Earhart. She's the one that tried to travel around and got disappeared.
They found the wreckage.
That's what they said. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do you really believe that
Yeah,
it is the
yeah.
actual wreckage?
For sure. This was years ago now.
How do
It
we
was
know that that
exciting.
wasn't Hitler's plane?
What if I had like her
On his way to
glasses?
South America.
Something like that. Something about goggles. I
They
don't
found
know.
her goggles? Really?
Yeah, I was like,
Wow, I was curious about that.
something
'cause
like that. I'm making that up. I don't remember. It was something.
okay.
I remember goggles being involved.
Goggles were involved,
Yeah.
folks. You've heard it here first
Either
on
that
Two
or
Clueless
tennis
Dudes.
shoes. It could have
TCD.
been tennis shoes. I don't know.
Yeah. And here's another TCD exclusive. Glade. I love Glade. Glade
Ah.
is very innovative.
Yeah.
They're always releasing new, innovative ways to get their products into your hands. And let me tell you, I really feel like they've outdone themselves this year, especially with, all of the, flu things going around. I thought this was
There's a Pandy Glade.
yeah. So what they've done is they've actually released a strap-on air freshener. Yeah, and just in case nobody
I see.
believes me.
It straps on where your wiener would be if you don't have a wiener.
Part of the plan, folks. Part of the plan. Part of the plan. Okay, hold
That's
on.
the pro part.
Where's the? Oh, there's a better camera.
Yeah, I'll hold it up for him.
There it is.
Basically, this is easy to describe for the radio people too.
Yeah.
It's a strap-on that you'd use to do someone with your wiener if you don't have a wiener.
Yeah, or
built into you.
or you're trying to do social distancing. And you want it to stay disinfected and maybe even smell flower fresh.
If you want to pretend that your nozzle, like you ejaculate a mist.
Yep, like that. Every 10
man.
minutes.
Imagine if you ejaculated a mist and it would like get caught in your throat and stuff. It's like
Imagine if-
spider webs.
Well, that would be bad because just like in pepper spray, I'm sure there would be residual spray.
Yeah, you don't want to ask
If
for
So
it.
you would end
worse.
up getting yourself with your own spray.
Yeah,
Especially
you'd,
if
like,
it was
choke on
motion
it.
activated.
Oh yeah, bro, terrible.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
I had a
I
motion
don't even know where to
activated
go from here.
time in my life. When you're just starting to get the stiffies.
Oh,
They're
you mean
quite
about when
motion
you're
activated.
8 or 9,
Yeah,
9, 10?
the early days, yeah. Oh yeah, like have to carry on a book. This is my crotch blocking book.
You know what? Did you guys have somebody give you the whole
Birds and bees.
speech?
Not really. I just
I
had
think I got a
neighborhood
partial.
friends tell me weird shit.
I did.
I think I got a partial speech.
Yeah, I got a partial one too, because my parents just assumed I knew more than I did. It's like, you get what's going on, right? Like, yeah, cool, thanks, good boy.
I got it from my grandfather,
Oh,
Grandpa Galliano.
I want to hear about this.
So this is a man. He looked like James Cagney. Honest to God. So good looking dude, very charismatic. He grew up. He started off as a pool shark.
Oh.
In Chicago. He lived in Wisconsin. He was married already. They got married at 17. Him and my grandmother, they died within 6 months of each other. So, I mean, they loved each other, right?
Tight.
And he ran into a guy named Eddie Cellini, who at the time was just working for a bookie. And he said, hey, kid, why don't you come work for me? And he was like, you'll make a lot more money than you are, hustling pool. So he started running books. And he was still, a teenager at the time. And my grandfather, I kid you not, claimed, and I have no reason to believe his claim was untrue, that he was chased out of a window by Elliot Ness.
Really?
Yeah. But because he was just a kid, he was of no consequence. He was just scaring him off, I guess.
So is that how he led into his Birds and the Bees story? It's just like a celeb cameo?
But when we came, my grandfather was involved with the mob his entire life. Entire life.
Was this in Vegas too?
Yes, he
Cool.
did eventually come to Vegas, and he's helped set up multiple casinos.
Wow.
Here in as most of the downtown stuff, the Thunderbird, he had involvement in. So a lot of these things, there's a black book
the
somewhere.
Thunderbird. I go back with the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
I used to play there weekly in 08.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Rooftop Ridicule.
the Bingo Palace, which is now the Palace Station, it was it had opened up and was doing poorly.
Mhm.
My grandfather had actually retired, and the mob begged him to come back to get that place cooking, and he did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's what my grandpa did. So this is a man.
He had some clout on these birds and bees.
And he used to walk around with a revolver in his pocket. There were FBI outside of our house that would take him in for questioning every 2 weeks, and they would just chill out. Yeah, they would. So this was a hard man, right? So he looks at me and goes, Mike, you got this snake in your pants. It's called a penis. Sometimes it's gonna get hard, and you know what you do? You use it. You use it. Don't be afraid of it.
Amen.
It's natural.
Right then and there.
Yep.
You show some people while you got it.
I was like, all right.
You use it. That's empowering.
Right?
God.
Yeah. So that
makes
was
me feel mighty.
That was my pep talk at the age of 12. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I was like, you're gross, Grandpa.
That teaches you nothing about any kind of safety.
Nope, none. Had nothing to do with safety.
This talk.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll go off by itself. That's all right. I'm not kidding you.
No, that's helpful. Because you think you're a freak at that time. You think you're the only one with the malfunctioning one.
Right, but it's not.
No.
It's normal. It's
That's
natural.
the worst thing is people need to tell you how much shit goes haywire at first.
See, and that's really what they don't tell you.
Yeah, that's what we need to know most.
And that's why shit can get so awkward,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You're like, damn, dude, I just bought these shorts.
Yeah. It was so good to see, at the same time as me, other friends of mine accidentally drool when they're talking.
Right.
Or squeaks randomly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, my other friends are
Or the
freaking out the
accidental
same
mist.
way. I never had accidental miss. No, you're an actual freak there. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but yeah, I didn't get a lot of the pimples or anything either, But I did have the voice thing happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a very high voice. So instead of getting the weird up cracks and down cracks, mine were always down cracks because my voice just continued to drop an octave.
It almost got there.
Oh, it almost got there, dog. Almost. You obviously don't have a.
Yeah, Hank's pretty deep in
You don't have
rich.
a wiener story?
I got so many, it's not even funny.
Okay.
I grew up quick, so by
what?
It's
10
overnight?
or 11,
in dog years?
I already had a mustache and goatee.
What?
So yeah.
Meanwhile, this is the most I've ever had. It doesn't even show on
Yeah.
camera.
So when I went from squeaky nothing to trying to be an adult in puberty, it was pretty painful there for a little while. The whole squeaky voice. And
Do you have the squeaky voice?
then I got to this. So yeah.
How long did that take? How long was your squeaky voice phase?
Man, I don't remember, but it had to have been at least a year, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever accidentally adopt the voice of someone that you saw on TV, like in the middle of talking to a
Will
teacher and you
Arnett.
couldn't control it? Really?
I love
no,
Will Arnett.
Well,
Will Arnett
you
was
know-
a thing then?
I'm a huge Batman
Some-
fan, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes when
Arrested
I'm
Development.
I'm Batman.
thinking about it, I will occasionally think about the way Christopher Walken talks.
And it catches you?
Yeah.
So I was watching a lot of Daria, and I was talking to my science teacher, and you know the like bitchy girls that were friends with the little sister of
Stab you in
Daria,
the face with a sounding iron.
and how that one would be like, Mary, like her voices were like that. It's my voice started doing that talking to my science teacher, and I was like, I don't know, no, I just
That's
always
funny.
talked like that. And he made him stop. And was like, what's up with your voice? It's like, no, it's what it is.
So Ronnie
Couldn't
says that you have
control
a
it.
plethora of wiener stories, and the Duffman, he says that his dad was unfortunately a urologist, and you do not want to hear any of the stories that he had received as a child.
It's unfortunate that
Yeah.
Ronnie probably was around for a lot of my teenage years.
He was, yeah.
So Ronnie actually probably does know some of my wiener stories.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So, okay, I'm just going to stay on this topic of embarrassing
The
things
wieners?
that has transpired in your life
Okay.
that
Okay.
nobody really prepares you for.
All right.
And
Yeah.
the number one thing for me was shitting my pants.
Oh, that's no big deal. I didn't
Oh.
mind shitting my pants. I shit my pants at work.
Were you prepared though? It seems like you're mentally in a place to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, yeah, and that's the thing.
I-
Like, I've
You're
shit my
caught
pants
off guard.
several times.
Uh-huh.
Several times.
I bet I have a more shit your pants number than you do.
This
I don't
is
know,
such a
man. Because
competition.
it got so bad, I was so worried about it that I kept an extra pair of underwear in my trunk of my car.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah. So.
But like when I shit my pants really well.
Oh, so yeah, no, I've never
No
had
half
like a.
measures.
Like when I shit my pants, I do it at work just before a 12-hour shift, and I can barely got my pants down, so I hit my business shirt as well. I mean, when I shit my pants good.
See, and this kind of brings me to all the new crazy like laws that could be coming our way because of the whole social distancing thing and what you can now get in trouble for. Like, what if you can get in trouble for shitting your pants in public? You know, can you imagine that? Can you imagine being in prison, talking to a guy who's committed multiple murders, and he says, "What are you in for?"
What are you in for?
I got
shit my pants,
yeah.
cuz.
I said I would just say gambled and lost, bro.
Yeah,
Gambled and lost.
gambled and lost.
And he'd be like, "What happened?" I say, "Well,
I took
shit
a
my
little
pants
chance.
in the middle of a Macy's."
Yeah, I had
It's a
one
chance
of those
I had to
coughs.
take.
I had the two-ended cough.
That's it.
Now, how regular are you guys? How good's your shit schedule?
I'm like
oh, it's
clockwork.
fantastic.
Yeah, with clockwork gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Between two and 4 times a day.
Yeah.
You gotta,
times a day.
you gotta release that shit valve.
Yeah, I often get 2 in the morning.
But he
back to
cheats
back.
because he has less colon.
That's true. I got 12 less.
You're a back-to-backer, you said?
12
I'll
less
usually have
inches.
2 back to back in the morning.
Yeah, so I do that sometimes.
Maybe a bonus round just before bed.
Yeah.
So
I'm
nice.
with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, dude.
Ding.
Squatty potty?
Squat. You know what? I
yeah,
had a
I
squatty
do
potty.
use a squatty potty.
I had one, dude, but it actually was not comfortable for me, so I stopped using it.
Yeah, but maybe it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You're more evolved. You've got the toilet colon.
I have the toilet colon, yeah.
I'm still a monkey inside.
I thoroughly enjoy the animal in me taking a dump
Oh, yeah.
with my squatty potty.
It just lines right
it
up.
literally feels like a unicorn giving out
Have you guys ever done this?
rainbow sherbet. Is fantastic.
The
You
video on
You
it.
save all of your toilet paper and paper towel rolls,
Uh-huh.
and then you tape them together, and then you line the inside with Pam, and then you could set it up like in your stairs all the way down to your toilet, and you could poop in it and let the poop ride all the way down the tube into the toilet.
In the Pam?
No, in the tube.
Yeah,
well,
because the
you have
tube
to Pam
slides through the Pam.
Yeah.
Wow.
To keep it lubed.
So it's like a poop water slide.
Yeah, it's like a poop tube.
Yeah, and you could put Hot Wheels cars down it too. It sounds
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I wouldn't put that in your toilet.
All right, I love this idea.
You guys have never done that?
Send us videos of
No.
this.
Yeah, we're gonna try that.
Yeah.
No.
I
We're gonna
think-
compete.
I think
Who
that
has
could
the
be
best
something.
one? It's like slot cars for your shit.
Yeah, yeah. We could turn it into a sport. We need sports now. That's a good social distancing sport.
You know what?
Because
I
who'd
will
want to be
admit, like,
around
Yeah.
that?
Who out there in Radio Land is missing some sports? Anybody missing hockey?
Yeah, man. I didn't think I would miss it as much, but now there's nothing going on.
Motorsports, bitches. Get in
yeah,
your
I
car
miss-
by yourself in motorsports.
Yeah, I know James is missing the NASCAR. Even I'm missing NASCAR.
Motorsports are coming back so soon, though. Because if
Everything
you're in a
is.
car,
I want to.
Yeah, come on now.
I want to do Formula One. I watched with a friend. I was watching Formula One documentaries, and wow, talk about.
Have you seen Formula E?
Talk about
Yeah,
wow.
Formula E is very cool.
It's just amazing.
I thought they called it
These-
Formula E because they were electric. It's not. It's because when they go by, they go ee.
They do. There's so much gear noise.
But it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like these guys and how fast their reaction has to be.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Like the whole tennis ball, they have to look this way, but they're catching a ball, like fully left arm extended, right arm
Yeah.
extended.
I can't imagine.
And I'm sure NASCAR they do a lot of stuff similar to that too. But
Have you guys seen the
incredible.
autonomous Indy cars?
Who?
I forget what it is called, but there's these autonomous Indy cars.
No.
That there's the starting of a league. It's just starting to form, and part of what you compete on is your software,
Oh,
of
that's
how
interesting.
well you program it to drive. So they can't keep up with humans yet, but they're like so close.
My wife says
There's a
that I have to
smiley
try
face
that
screen on 'em.
at the Hanks house.
What's that?
I have to try the poo slide at the Hanks house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna try the poo slide at the Hanks house
Yet. We'll just put a pin in it.
If anything,
We'll come
we can
back
do
to
it from the
You know
rooftop
what?
deck, and then we can put
Sleep
it down
on
to
it.
the school or something like that.
Sleep on it tonight. Okay. We'll
This seems awful
We'll mull it
shitty.
over. Losing hockey is bad. This is from the Duffster. Losing hockey is bad. Baseball, not so much. I agree. My dad misses it, but who cares? But they better get the shit under control by September. I completely 100% agree. Do
Is that
not
NFL?
fuck with my football.
Just get the free
But
test in everyone's hands so people can test
It's
it.
funny because
Want a
football is
test.
purely an American sport, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really that broad, but it is such a huge part of our culture.
Yeah.
Do
it's
not
huge.
take away my
It's
football.
so true.
I need
Did
it.
you know that I'm a Green Bay Packers fan?
Yes.
He is now.
Yeah, I love the Green Bay Packers. Talk about a well put together football club.
Fantastic club.
Wasn't there like a Madden tournament online recently with like pros in it?
Yeah, they do that on
That's
occasion.
adorable.
But the Packers did something very controversial. They took a quarterback in the first round. They still have Aaron Rodgers, who's arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. I think you could make a case for him being in the top 5. But now they've got this other quarterback now. So now they're like, is he going to get pushed out? Yeah, eventually. I mean, that's just the way the world works. I mean, you got to stay young at the position, And he's 36.
Yeah, but he's not going anywhere.
Not for 3 years.
Yeah,
I think he'll stay
he's-
for 3 years.
He's not going nowhere. And then, just like Mark McGuire to baseball, he's still going to be within the franchise.
Oh, in fact, Ronnie just asked me
He's not
about
going anywhere.
Ronnie just asked me about the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. So the J-Lo A-Rod situation.
What about it? Yeah.
Here's the thing, they did the exact look. Brett Favre was 35 when they took Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had exactly one offer. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers had 0 offers from high schools, from big colleges. Jordan Love had 1 offer. Okay, both were 21. Aaron Rodgers was 21 when he got drafted. Jordan Love is 21. Brett Favre was 35 with some 16 Pro Bowl and 8 NFL All-Star games or whatever. So and a Super Bowl win. So Brett Favre was already 35 when he was drafted. Aaron Rodgers is 36. So he's a year older and has a Super Bowl, has almost the same amount of Pro Bowl appearances. I mean, they're basically showing this isn't like something new. This is just a continuation of a trend that was started by Ron Wolf a long time ago. I don't think it's a big deal, at least not yet. The kid's going to sit and wait.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about it.
He's not going to be a quarterback year one. Come on.
The Raiders won the title of the worst draft in 2020.
Sorry.
I would probably agree with you because I feel like they went for what they needed and they took at weird times.
Are we doing the opposite of what the hockey team did in Vegas, which was like grab the best people?
Hockey did no. Yeah, they did
That's
fantastic.
pretty much what we did, right?
Yeah, they scored. They were
Yeah.
very smart with their
hockey.
picks.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were very smart with their hockey picks. They literally went after the.
Won't happen, Ronnie. Won't happen. At least
Won't
not
happen
for
what?
3 years. He's been hearing rumors of Rodgers to the Bears. Not unless they're willing to take on $30 million in cap hit, and they're not going to. They can't afford it.
Aaron Rodgers is the most paid.
No.
He's not the most paid?
He's not. He's not the highest paid. He's the highest paid Packer, but he's not the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But he is the highest. He takes up, I think, 20% of their total, salary cap, which is really a significant portion. He locks up a lot for one man, He's like, whatever. Football. But yeah, so hockey, football, sports, I'm ready for all that stuff to kind of come back to life. And the other thing is, I'm super, super annoyed that you can go and buy a car from a dealership right now, but I'm not allowed to go to a health food store. And now Sisolak has allowed us to have curbside delivery and pickup now.
And for those that don't know who
stores.
Sad Sisolak is, he's our governor here in Nevada.
Yeah, and
for all of you out-of-towners.
At least now we could do the curbside pickup. But, here's the thing. I don't know if you've been to the grocery store, the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Costco's. They're fucking packed, dude.
Yeah.
Packed.
Yeah.
So you might as well open up a lot of these mom and pop stores so you can thin it out.
Yep.
Yeah. There's rules to make things a lot safer and still open things up a little bit.
I think you could be commonsensical about it.
Don't forget about Postmates and Uber Eats and DoorDash either. Keep that trucking.
Yeah. I think
I'm not right now because it's just too much interaction and my family's too worried about me with asthma.
Yeah.
But I still want to, my homies still driving, help them out.
That's good. And see, and that's the thing.
Tip your drivers.
Because they have feelings.
They have feelings. They have homes. They have gas.
You know who else have feelings?
Ooh.
Garden eels.
Yeah, because we need to hear about these eels.
Yes.
So we've got some eel foreshadowing earlier.
We did. So keepers at the Tokyo Sumida Aquarium, which has been closed since March 1st due to the coronavirus pandemic, are starting to worry about their garden eels. They're sensitive little creatures that have become used to seeing hundreds of faces peering into their tanks. Now, with the aquarium deserted, they've started to dive into the sand whenever the keepers walk past, which actually makes it hard for them to tell if they're still healthy.
Garden eels? What the hell is that?
You pull them up. You're
Think I'm going to find it okay?
I think you will.
We're going to look at this together. These guys?
That's them. That's a garden eel.
Oh, adorable. Okay.
The aquarium says the eels are forgetting about humans, and it's making what calls an emergency plea. Could you show your face to our garden eels from your home? So you can actually call in and FaceTime with a garden eel. Yes. Basically, you can call in for a sub-aqua video chat and remind the eels that humans are, friendly. Creatures in the aquarium don't see humans except keepers, and they have started forgetting about humans. Garden eels in particular disappear into the sand and hide every time keepers pass by. The eels are particularly sensitive. The aquarium is keen to reacquaint the 300 eels in its homes with humans so they can carry out their important health checks on them. Let's see here. Unfortunately, if you love eels but also love Google phones or PCs, you'll have to sit this one out. The aquarium is only offering the option to connect with eels over Apple's FaceTime app.
So, I can interact with the eels?
You can.
That's awesome. I can wave at them and stuff?
Can you turn them into an Augie and eat them?
Great.
No. So interesting enough, here's some facts about garden eels, which is interesting. So they basically burrow into the ground. They dig tail first and they coat it with mucus to stop the burrow from collapsing.
It's my style.
They're little sea builders. When it comes around to mating season, the males and the females move their burrows closer to each other. They live in colonies of several hundred, and each eel has its own burrow, with the largest male usually living at the center of the burrow.
Sounds like you're talking about New York.
Gangs of New York, gangs of eel New York. When you see them, you only typically see a quarter of their body that's poked up out of the sand. The rest stays in their burrow. They rarely leave. Even to mate, they rarely leave.
Huh.
You could say they are the original self-isolators.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
They're not passing on the COVID.
I'm sorry. I meant to give you that one. I'm still practicing.
Hey, Paul.
All right. Well, we'll be back here in just a minute after we pay some bills.
What up,
Don't go
Paul?
anywhere.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great. So there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be coming.
Thank
in
you,
second.
Ball Wash, and
Thank you,
visit
Ball
them
Wash.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having
They
so
have
much fun.
they have
already popping these.
shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm very
they have,
excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more
There you go.
excited.
Twist and
He,
pull.
he had
twist and pull.
he had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right. I don't grab things that are lubricated. All right, give me a break. All right. It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell
Oh,
pretty
you do?
good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you. So you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean.
Well, this is nice too.
Yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. Tonight, let's
Let's-
put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we can get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash, use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Hey, Chuck. Oh, hey, Mike. So, listen, the gang is hitting the bar after work. You want to come with us?
No can do, bro. The wife is picking me up and we're going to hike up the devil's rectum.
You gotta be kidding me. By the time you get all the way home and change, you'll never make it up there in time.
I don't have to go home. I'm just going to wear what I have on.
You can't hike up the devil's rectum in khakis.
These aren't khakis. They're 5'11s.
It don't matter how tall you are. You still can't hike up the devil's rectum in khaki pants, you moron.
These are 5'11 pants. 5'11 tactical.
They don't make khakis. They make stuff for cops and firefighters in the military.
And everybody else. Check it out.
Holy crap. I had no idea they made all this stuff.
It's all there at 511tactical.com. You know my motto.
You have a motto?
Play hard and look good doing it.
Okay, that's just stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's stupid.
You're stupid.
511 Tactical. Play hard and look good doing it. Shop now by clicking the 511 banner on our website, radiovegas.rocks.
Your new favorite internet radio station, radiovegas.rocks.
All right, welcome back to Two Clueless Dudes with Mad Mike and the Hank and our producer Waz. Just to make for sure you guys know we're out there, go to twocluelessdudes.com. You can check us out, see what we're doing, watch us live, and all kinds of fantastic stuff.
You can also download the radiovegas.rocks app right onto your phone. And you can listen to all the great content that is here on Radio Vegas.
While you're doing other stuff with the app running in the background.
Exactly. Watching you sleep.
It does watch you sleep. It's the only thing it does that's nefarious. So make sure your camera's aimed at you while you're asleep on your phone. If you got the radiovegas.rocks app, we want to see those twitch and peepers.
We do. So Ronnie...
Where Vegas goes to rock.
Ronnie brought up
Watch
that,
you sleep.
I'm just going to follow up
Free
on Ronnie's
promo.
question so I can answer it here. The Packers never drafted Rodgers a receiver, even after he came out and said it would be nice to see them draft one. This was a very deep wide receiver class, too. I agree. It was a little off-putting, but you also understand where they were picking. They were picking at the very end of the draft. A lot of the receivers were gone. They could have reached for one in the first round, but I think they were really thinking that they wanted to get the best value, so they might as well get their best value. And this, by the time their second round pick came around, a lot of them were gone. I mean, honest to God, a lot of those wide receivers were picked. But also, you're talking about the receivers that are there are going to have another year in the system. It's a brand new system. I think it's actually going to go well. They picked up a real heavy-duty running back and a heavy-duty tight end to work the run game to open up the play action. I think it'll be cool. Okay, so now that I've answered that,
That sporty spice thing.
that little sporty spice thing, Texas researchers have an ally in the fight against COVID-19.
Oh, those Texas researchers.
Mm-hmm. A Belgian llama named Winter.
We've come a long way since Texas Instruments and all the computer chips that came out of Texas. Now we've got that reindeer science.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Rapp
Knowledge.
is in debt to a llama. He's never met her, but the UT Austin grad has his fingers crossed that one day he'll be able to personally thank the 4-year-old llama named Winter, an unlikely linchpin in the fight against COVID-19.
It's like a banker llama.
Apparently, he suggests antibodies in llamas like Winter could prove a useful therapy to treat coronaviruses.
Tony Shea was right. You know he's got that llama obsession?
Yes. It turns out there, you make love to your llama.
Turns
Get those
out-
antibodies.
Yeah.
Get
you
them
won't,
antibodies.
you won't have kids usually if you make love to a llama.
That's true.
Just consent is a thing with bestiality.
Make
I
a
think
lot of-
people take for granted.
Make a lot of llama love.
Yeah. Consenting.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Make a lot of llama love.
Willing llamas. Yeah.
What's happening?
What's going on, David? David Reed
D
Watson is back.
to the Watson.
Yeah, check out David Reed Watson on the schedule page of RadioVegas.rocks.
A goddamn Hall of Famer.
/schedule. Lots of great live shows
In-
there.
Incredible. So, yeah, so apparently llamas are the key. Llamas are the key to the coronavirus, and nobody knew, except for this guy, Daniel
So you
Rapp.
just got to get him to spit in your mouth?
He knew. Yeah. Give it. Oh. That's all you need. That's it. That's all you need.
You guys don't let your pets spit in your mouth? I love my
I
pets.
let my dog
Dude,
lick me in my mouth. That's
Yeah.
that's.
I mean,
that's
drool
about
in
as
My
your
far
dogs
as
give
we're
me like
going.
up the nose and things like that, but
Yeah, that's my dog though. Like my dog's got free reign. Like I'm not taking a swig of llama spit.
I try to lick the cat as she runs away.
okay. So I'm gonna go into video games real quick.
All right.
Yes.
So Borderlands, a very successful game.
Great marketing.
Yeah, great marketing, great fun game. Borderlands released Borderlands 3, and I started playing it. I'm going to be honest, the game is very fun. It's very fun, but I feel like they made it almost a little too like PC for me.
Are people hitting each other with frying pans in the head now? Is it like Pirates of the Caribbean?
It's not that bad, but it's a little over the top sometimes, especially in regards. So you're playing a character,
Is it a
right?
gun that blows kisses?
Yeah, they have some weird stuff in there. But you're playing a character, but anytime they go to the cuts of the cinematics, it's like you don't exist. And you just follow a group of women around. And they basically do everything. And you just disappear. And it's weird the way that it all worked out. It's still a fun game. I
So
still
the
enjoy it, but
cutscenes don't have you in them.
you completely do not exist. As if you never existed.
Weird.
Ever. And then all of a
Really?
sudden you just come back. And you're like, how are you
like
still
Visions.
alive? Yeah,
You just-
it's very weird that's the way. But the game is really cool. That was kind of super annoying. Because, man, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of everything being like that, man. Just stop. Just give me a game. Give me a game that's fun. And, they're under a lot of trouble. Apparently that guy...
Borderlands?
Yeah. The last game... So Gearbox does not pay top dollar. They're actually one of the lowest paying, what do they call it, programmers? Developers. They pay the developers the least amount of almost any other developer game company out there. But what they do is they say, hey, we're only going to pay you X amount, but if we reach our quota, you get a certain like meta game rank.
They have a back end.
You get
Makes sense.
get a bonus. Well, the last game, after it was released, got to the bonus, and the CEO said, no, I'm going to keep it for myself.
Gnarly.
Very CEO-ish.
Yeah. Yep. And the original voice of Claptrap was fired and actually got into a fist fight with him in the boardroom over this stuff. Now, both parties kind of takes two to tango, you know what I mean? But
Esports, you guys.
I know that really is. That's EUFC right there. I would pay to watch like software CEOs fight each other. I think that would be so fun. That would be great. And whoever wins, the loser has to give discounts, That'd be great.
Or at least a Game Pass.
Or a Game Pass. Yeah. And I hate that. How is it you have to buy a game and then you have to spend half again the amount to get the rest of
Microtransactions.
to get the rest of the game? Like you only get some of the game, and if you want the rest of the game, you can have it, but you have to pay us an extra $30.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
why?
It's not very cool.
It's weird. It's interesting to see how
The dynamics of purchasing a game and playing the game are
how it's
very
changed.
different than what they were 10 years ago.
Bro, I remember going into a Toys R Us looking at Sega Genesis cartridges, going, yeah, I can't wait till I get $20.
Yeah,
I'm
now
so
there's
buy
no
that game.
there's no physical media to buy anymore, and it's still crazy priced.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, the price didn't change, and that's the thing. The CD is gone, the distribution is gone, the materials are gone, the marketing is gone. You don't have to do any of that stuff now.
The middleman is completely gone.
And it's the exact same price. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
where's that extra money going?
No Man's Sky, they're making it up to people with their high price with limited amounts of the like promised functionality. They've been releasing pack after pack for free.
Oh, that's because I know that was a big problem. I had No Man's Sky and started playing it.
Have you done it lately? Because there's tons of free packs now.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back
It's
to because
finally
they said there was
portals. Finally
nothing to it.
freaking portals.
But there is like an actual storyline.
Yeah, it's dope.
It is pretty cool.
I love it. I love the storyline because there's more than one storyline and more than one species.
Can you play
so
with
they
more
kinda
than
all
one person
unfold.
in the same game?
It's kind of fun to sit with. Like I've never played it. I've just watched multiple streamers play it.
Because I know that was like one of the big problems.
It was
when
like
they
my
first
favorite game
launched.
to watch for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I like watching games. I don't play them ever.
So when that game was
I'm
first
one of those
released,
people.
the CEO he touted that the world was, that it was completely open. It was a multiplayer, all online, but the world was so huge. The universe was so huge that two people could never run across each other like ever.
Within a couple days, people ended up in the same coordinates, and they couldn't find each
And
other.
they couldn't find each other because it was
he
was lying through his ass.
Yeah.
But I think they fixed it now. I think they did finally make it to where it is multiplayer, but I'm not.
Oh yeah, that was an early fix.
That was a early phase fix, right?
There was one or two of the packs, but it's one of those things where you hear it's so easy to vilify that guy, but when you see like what he went through as like a budding leader of a new development company, there is so much pressure to keep accidentally overpromising.
Yeah, and I think that's overpromising isn't, and especially if you fix it. I'm fine.
And he
with
really
it.
has.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I thought it was a pretty interesting game when it came out.
Yeah, I feel like people didn't give it enough time to like. I'm like, yeah, you guys are being so hard on this. It's like not done yet. It really needed to have its release pushed back, and you're playing a beta.
I picked up another game, the Outer something. It's like an outer space game by the same. It's not by the same people. It's from the branch that broke off from the Fallout. Fallout 76. So that company basically split, and then they went off to make this the outer something, the outer planes or something. It's
The outer vulva.
Yeah, it's a space exploration game, but my brother loved it, but it's boring, dude. That's hard for me to get into some of these games because they're just boring.
Well, all those space exploring, miney ones are like that. So it's great to watch episodes where someone grinded in between.
Yeah.
They're like, I had the camera off while I grounded for 6 hours to get all this cool stuff. Now let me show it to you.
Now let me show it to you,
Like that's the way I want to play.
Exactly. Yeah. Just is there a skip?
Yeah,
grind
I'll just
button?
get these half-hour sessions with like an 8-hour gaming thing.
That would be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hank, you do not agree.
I do agree.
You concur?
I concur, Doctor. So I'm curious.
Yeah, what you got steaming over there?
Hudson, New York.
Hudson Hawk.
They're acknowledging that it is
Great movie.
certainly what?
Nothing.
Certainly wasn't a good thing. But there are more pressing matters. Americans across the country reacted with indifference Friday following reports of the first COVID-19 spreading to a pet ferret. Huh. How about that, said Sandra Gotez, 34, echoing the sentiments of 325 million Americans who met the news of the species-to-species transmission with a half-hearted shrug. I hate to ever hear that any living thing is suffering, but I'm not exactly going to lose any sleep over those smelly-ass weasels getting sick. Doesn't seem very nice.
Somberly.
I'm just praying the virus doesn't spread to something good like a bunny or chinchilla. At press time, Americans across the country admitted they assumed that the disgusting domesticated polecats were already rife with every disease imaginable.
It's true.
So I guess COVID-19 amongst pet ferrets is just no big thing.
What's interesting is coronavirus. They talk about the big cats. coronavirus itself has actually been around in animals for a long time. It's not. It's a pretty well documented
Well,
thing.
there's so many variants of
But
corona.
the
This
m-
is just a novel one.
Right. Well, the media is making it sound like they've caught COVID-19, but they haven't. They just have a coronavirus.
Yeah.
So please don't throw your animals out. don't take your animals to shelters. They're fine. Just trust me, they're fine.
Just bleach them.
Bleach them. Yeah.
give them a bath and bleach.
Lysol.
You heard it from two clueless
Yeah.
dudes.
Rub them with an Uncrustable.
Uncrustables
With
are
an Uncrustable.
disinfecting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
A terrible disinfectant.
Basically, anything with peanut butter, just rub it all over what you own.
Exactly.
And things that you think you cherish
Yep.
or whatnot.
And then get that Glade strap on.
Yes.
Yeah. Glade made a
So
strap
ready.
on now, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can unzip and
Yeah, see,
disinfect.
I like that. You have satisfied customer. Can't go wrong.
Oh my goodness.
All right, 4-minute warning, you guys.
All right.
4-minute
We have
warning.
4 minutes.
On
So
the tail end to wrap her up.
5 to 7, two clueless dudes. We will be back on tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday. I mean, not tomorrow, but we will be back.
Tomorrow.
We'll be on the air. We're going to start doing some stuff on our feed, just to try to be a little more interactive with everyone now that we are back.
Like the page.
Like the page, please subscribe. Also, check out a lot of the other really, really cool shows. Waz here, he's got Greasy Conversation.
Sundays at 6.
We got the Watsarooney over here. He's got a
Sundays-
fantastic show.
4 to 6. What am I doing? Sorry. Sundays 4 to 6.
So stay. Don't leave the podcast.
Don't
room.
go anywhere. We
Stay
have
tuned.
fantastic shows
Yes.
following.
Yeah, and here's the thing, folks. I know there's a lot of COVID out there. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah.
Okay? Just
And
stick to
stop-
the lakes. Stick to
stop-
the rivers you're used to. Okay.
Stop licking door handles too. That will help us all get out of this. Stop
Yeah.
licking door handles.
You don't want no scrubs.
No. Scrubs is the guy who can't get no love from me.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really fucking going, isn't it? All right.
He's trying to put up the red light.
That's a
Also-
send off. This is how you send off, you guys.
Please make sure that you are at our Facebook page or at our website, twocluelessdudes.com. Also, make sure that you're listening to Radio Vegas Rocks or music on the go with the Radio Vegas Rocks app, where Vegas goes to rock. What do you got, Mike?
We got to get Waz a decent chair. I'm going to end with that.
Yeah.
We gotta get Waz a decent chair.
We're going to start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
I break
Because
chairs.
Waz can't afford a chair.
I'm a rough sitter, you guys. I just sit down like a rascal.
He
I
does.
thrash when I sit. I throw myself at the ground and the chair just gets in the way.
Heavy metal sitter.
I do. I sit so fierce.
Bro, oh my God. Can I just say this really quick?
No.
As we're leaving, I saw Metallica do Master of Puppets. One of their songs, but they were super young. I mean, super thin, real young out on stage, rocking it up. And then, just before
Amateur
we came to the
puppets.
show, something. So then I saw them do a new song, and they were doing it on like YouTube message chat, right? And like, what's the name of the lead singer? Yeah,
James.
I couldn't even
Hetfield.
recognize him. He looked so like old, and his voice didn't sound the same. It was like really kind of weird. It was weird, man.
That's what
Yeah,
30 years
dude,
of
it's-
rocking
it's
will do
crazy.
for you, though.
Gosh.
A little bit of
How the
smoking, a
mighty
little
have
bit of
fallen.
drinking.
It almost makes you wonder, is it worse to slowly fade like that? Or is it worse going before your time's up? Like Nirvana or George Morrison.
Absolutely not. You should always fade to black.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
right.
think it really depends on your personality because people change. And
Like,
what,
is
what
John
I
Lennon as
wanted-
popular as he is because he passed?
Well, I think
You
it's
know, and Paul
I-
McCartney's
I
still
think-
going on.
I think it's okay to change what you want as you get older.
Yeah.
I don't want what I wanted as a teenager as far as being an entertainer.
Right.
So it's totally fine for me to like close the door on one avenue and open another door and do different things. Other people are doing what they want to do forever and they should keep trucking and not feel like they have to like shut the curtains at their first wrinkle. You
Yeah.
know?
Nobody likes a wrinkly penis.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right,
Agreed.
everybody, have fun, be safe.
Take care, guys.
Thank you for tuning in. Ave Satanas.